Yeah, if I recall, I probably started drinking around the age of 15. And I think the first time I ever tasted beer, I was like, I knew it was my thing. It's coffee now. But yeah, I knew it was my thing, man. I mean, my dad was a full-blown alcoholic. Used to beat my mom real bad. And I remember a lot of that all the way up till I was like 5 years old. But at the age of 15, I started drinking, sneaking out in the backyard of my parents' house. My mom remarried when I was about 5 or 6. She divorced my dad. He beat her. I mean, too much. It was too much verbal abuse, too much physical abuse. She remarried, and I just knew that from that point forward, I would have a love affair with alcohol, until it either killed me or put me in prison for life. And I started drinking pretty heavily for the most part. Like, it was pretty much an everyday thing, or as often as I could get my hands on it. I mean, I was raised in a real strict Christian home, so my parents, there was no alcohol, there was no smoking, there was no cursing. I couldn't watch MTV, I couldn't listen to rap, I couldn't do any of that. And, just started rebelling pretty much. Was in and out of juvenile hall, was in and out of placements, was in and out of, boys' ranches and whatnot during my teens. And at 19, I found myself facing a long time in prison for an armed robbery, assault with a deadly weapon, and attempted murder. And by the grace of God, my parents had a little bit of money to put up for a lawyer so I could get my time reduced, plea bargain out in California. So you got to think, I'm 19 years old. I'm getting ready to go to the big house. I'm a skinny dude, pretty streetwise, so I wasn't really too worried about, being able to interact with these types of people. But my point is that the reason why I robbed the liquor store in the first place was because I was blackout drunk, out of my mind drunk, and high on methamphetamines, and that enables you to make some irrational decisions at that point. Ended up doing 4 years in state prison. And I remember pulling up to Tehachapi from county jail, pulling up to Tehachapi on that bus and just looking at this place like, holy shit, I'm really here, man, behind alcohol. You're going to learn real quick once you get inside California prison system, or any prison system for that matter. You're going to learn real quick, the rules and how you got to act, who you can hang with, or what you can, what you cannot do. And you better make some wise decisions in there, because it's a matter of life and death if you don't. So I pretty much had to learn quick. And, by the time I was 22, 23, getting ready to get released, I had really become a hardened person. And the thing is that I discovered that while I was in there, you can get alcohol the same as you can out here. I mean, it's not as readily available, but you can get it. Yeah, stuff they make in there is, you guys are familiar with the prison system. The stuff they make in those bags in there with fruit and sugar, is that Pruno. Yeah, that could get you in a wreck real quick. So yeah, I think back on it, all those years, 19 years old, facing that type of time in prison, and I'm 46 now, and I literally been sober for a month. There was long periods of time I went through prison. That was the only time I went to prison. I'll tell you guys about a lot more of that later on. But yeah, I had my family taking care of me, sending me money all the time, so I was able to buy, alcohol in there. I'm just really glad now that when I look back on it, it's almost like a dream. Like, did any of that really happen? Because I spent a total of 15 years off and on throughout my 20s and 30s, in and out of prison. In every single situation, I was drunk. Devastated my family, my loved ones, couldn't hold a relationship, couldn't hold a job. It just destroyed my body. But the light at the end of the tunnel has been, for me, is that all those years later, I finally made a decision like, this has got to stop. Got to put this down. Probably drank enough to last me several lifetimes. And by the grace of God, it's still one day at a time, man. It's not easy. Don't get me wrong. It's not easy. I think about it sometimes. Your mind tries to trick you into going back to it, but you got to weigh it out. What's more important? I'm married now. I've been married for almost 6 years. I got a wonderful wife. We got our own apartment. I got a good job. I'm able to hold that job. I was more or less, in the later years of my life, became a functioning alcoholic where I could just, I could function waking up hungover every day, waking up lethargic, trying to drive to work, almost falling asleep at the wheel. But that, that wasn't going to last much longer. But now, the silver lining is that you can do it. I just cold turkey. Like, I didn't just kind of wing myself off of it like people say. Either you were going to completely stop and stay abstinent, or you're not. And you can continue down that path. I'll let you know when one of these videos what the rock bottom was for me and why I was able to completely turn my back on it. It's a great thing. I hope you guys enjoy your holiday. Thank you guys for stopping by. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I know everybody says this, but I'm new to this. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you can see all the videos. And I appreciate you guys. Be blessed.